Namaskar, hello and welcome to this very special commemoration of the Pravasi Bharatiya Diwas 2024. It was on this very day that the famous barrister who was thrown out from the first class on way to Pretoria, first class railway bogie on way to Pretoria in South Africa, who rose up for the civic liberties in that very country and led a very successful civil disobedience movement and came back to India on this very day on 9th of January in the year 1915. And the government of India since 2003, it started to commemorate this very day as the Pravasi Bharatiya Divas to recognize the role and contributions of the born Indians, the people of Indian origins who have gone abroad for various professions and creating a name for the country, to recognize their contributions in nation building per se. So today we at Rethink India felt like taking this very spirit of Pravasi Bharatiyas to celebrate and commemorate the role of alumni in the context of educational institutions. Because as we have been reading national and international reportage as to how the alumni, especially from the higher education institutions, are contributing back. The class of 1973, the class of so and so forth at IIT Bombay, they have contributed, collectively contributing back to their alma mater. And it is not just the accumulation of the money which these alumni bring back to their alma mater, which really gave them a kind of a fillip in their professional careers. It is also the vast network and experiences which the alumni collectively bring to the institutional advancement. In today's theme of today's conclave, we have kept it as amplifying the role of alumni in institutional advancement. And today we have been joined in from the very northeast corner of the country, from Assam, Don Bosco University. We have been joined in by Divya Prasad ji. I would welcome Divya Prasad sir to open up the camera and come on the panel. We have also been joined in from Vagdevi College of Engineering, Warangal. We have Latha Panjala ji and Salim Jivani ji. We would like to welcome you both also to come on the panel. Switch on the cameras. We want to make the conclave a more interactive and learning from you, and then sharing some of the initiatives which Rethink India Institute would be trying to further. I think Divya Prasadji is having some issues with connectivity. Yeah. So we have him again. So I would now like to bring in Dr. Surbhi uh, uh, to talk more about the contributions, the role and importance of alumni. And one more thing, what Rethink India is trying to bring across is it is trying to create alumni cells across the K-12 schools as well. So the alumni relationship department, like deans of alumni affairs, we have across the higher education institutions in a big way. But can the schools, the K-12 schools, can also take this spirit of alumni relations with them? So that would be very, very pertinent over there. I think Divya Prasad sir is with us. I would request all of you to please come on the panel so that, yeah, Salim Jivani ji, you're most welcome. Divya Prasad sir, if you can switch on the camera, that would be great. And Latha Panjala ji, if you can also come in. So maybe okay, yeah, yeah, yeah. So, for a few moments, Dr. Surbhi, about alumni relationships, and then we would start the conclave formally further with our guest of the evening. Yeah.
A very warm good afternoon to all distinguished panelists on this conclave to today on Pravasi Bharatiya Diwas. And, I feel that alumnus, play a very important role in contributing back to the institutional advancement in various ways, And this is a moment and day when we commemorate this Pravasi Bharati Divas and initiate the alumni cells in the K-12 schools and higher education institutions. Alumnus, for example, the institution from which I come from, All India Institute of Medical Sciences, Delhi. I'm a doctor from AIMS, and our alumnus. We have a huge group of our doctors who are all across the country and the globe, and how they contribute so much to the to the medical stage and development, and how they're contributing to cases. We have a grand round group in which we discuss active cases. The alumnus, they are bringing their own experience, their own knowledge, and there are so many other resources to the platform, to the institutions, and helping the even when I was an undergraduate, I was pursuing my MBBS at AIMS. I used to be in touch with our seniors who had graduated and who were doctors and practicing. So this is one field, medical sciences of it. I'm sure that in all the other domains and sectors as well, be it engineering, be it law, be it finance, be it any of the arts, humanities, the alumnus have a great role to play and contribute. So this is to kickstart this initiative and really look forward to inputs and contributions.
Yes, yes. So we have a very, I would say, emphatic representation from Warangal, the Vagdevi College of Engineering. So let's start with Salim Jivani, sir. Maybe you introduce yourself a bit first, and then talk about what are the kind of initiatives which are in process and which the college is planning to undertake, and more importantly, your personal view about the role and relevance of alumni in amplifying the institutional advancement. Salim Jivani Sahab.
Yes, firstly, thank you so much for providing us this platform of sharing on the alumni relations front. Dr. Surabhi, Mithil ma'am, I echo what you've been telling. I'll first introduce my college to you, as I think majority of the people who joined this panel are my own colleagues. So we represent Vagdevi College of Engineering, Warangal. It is an institute in Telangana, and it was established in 1998. So it's more than 25 years that we are in this educational space of engineering education in this premise. With me, I have Nagaraju sir, who is also from my institute, Lata ma'am, and Syed Hasnuddin sir. So three of them are from our institution, and we have a portal which is acting as a platform for connecting alumni across the globe, and the engagements are active from the portal end. Okay, we've been doing the reunion meets, and as we now see that it is very important for our alumni who are abroad to contribute not only in terms of finance but also in terms of their knowledge, their skill set, and their advices for the people at our institute and in India at large, so that we all can utilize the facilities and resources that they can contribute and help us grow further. Thank you very much for providing me with this opportunity to share my thoughts.
Thank you, Salim sir. This is really very, very encouraging, and alumni are really they are the products of an educational institution, and they are the living brands, what we all call it over there. So they are the ones who take away the mantle, the flame of an institutional brand. And perhaps the institutional advancement in the VUCA era, where technology is getting disrupted almost every quarter, the kind of disruptions, there was a global furor the moment ChatGPT came into play. The other tech players had to come in, and the kind of disruptions we saw in the COVID era, in the biological space of it all. So alumni are someone who are deeply connected, who have roots in the campus. They are enthralled with the campus culture per se. They come from that parampara, that tradition, and they enrich it phenomenally well. I would like to bring in Nagaraja Buddhida sir as well to express his views. I come from IIT Kharagpur, giving my personal example, and we have a long, it was the first IIT which was established in the country almost 75 years back. And the kind of deep alumni connects which we have got, and now not just from the placement perspective, it is like giving the institution a direction as well. Like Vagdevi College of Engineering having a 25-year-old legacy now would be having like 20 odd batches in the fray. The first batch might be the 4 or 5 years lag time. So they would now be providing the kind of intellectual leadership, the kind of pedagogy, because national education policy is one part of the spectrum. But when you have to create your own institutional education policy, so those in the field who have joined government or industry across various spaces, they can come back. And there's a lot of innovative interventions, because the classical alumni contribution used to be, we are going in the class of 25, class of like we are a 20-year-old batch or 5-year-old batch. We all kind of do it and contribute financially. But more than the finance, what institutions today require is the fascination for future. The kind of challenges, especially in the field of engineering and technology, the kind of disruptions which are happening, the latest trends which are out there. So perhaps having classes through them, having the power of Zoom, what we are using this evening on Pravasi Bharatiya Diwas, the same power can be exemplified. Campus visit is one part of the story, but experts in their own domain, they can give it to their undergrad students, their juniors, way juniors, that this is the kind of industry which looks like that. Perhaps this is being experimented upon. A lot of innovation is perhaps required on the alumni desk side of it all, because relationships have become all 24/7 in very institutions. What we are interacting from Rethink India Institute's vantage, they are forming mentor groups also. But further, I would say very live relationships with the undergrad, with the current students, with the older students, depending on their geography. If someone is coming from a particular city, so the kind of alumni base is what all we have. So that is the kind of innovations people are working towards. So the classical role is changing phenomenally. Apart from setting up a chair in a parent's name or in an alumni name, that is the classical part. But a lot of creative and innovative sprees on the fray. So Nagaraju Buddhida, I would like to just invite you to give your views and your innovative ideas on this forum. Yeah.
Thank you, sir. I am Nagraj. I have a 17 years of experience here, Vagdevi College of Engineering. My senior Salim sir is a in charge for the alumna. We are the department in charges. We have a very good alumna team. Around that, I have observed a lot of colleges and our college also. Our college is giving alumni is giving expert talks and what are the technologies, new technologies are going to have. They will share that one and they are going to provide the support system like job offering, skill sharing, uh, assistance of the employability, and mentorship, scholarships information regarding the companies, and regarding reconnecting of the uh, reconnecting and new technologies. What are the students, present students needed? That one, and they are going to have like they are going to meet their classmates, as well as they are going to meet their faculty members, beloved faculty members. Even I am also a one college student. I have connected to that college as a secretary, and I am giving my inputs to that college. So I know. Basically, alumni is the major. Alumni plays a vital role uh, uh, in the college growth, as well as student upcoming students growth also. They need to look, sir. So thank you, sir. Thank you for the giving me this opportunity. And our alumni is very strong. We have very good alumna throughout the world. We have the 25 years of college and very good alumni. See, two weeks back, our great alumnas are like they are working in a government organization with a IAS and IRS, and they are with a very good services like Genco, Transco, localized bodies. Whenever we goes to, I am an electrical person, so whenever I am going to any substation, that substation is having our own department student is there. Whenever I am going to that particular place, sir is my staff member. Recently, I went to one of the companies, sir, which is nearer to the Hyderabad. When I went there, my own 2017 passed out student, whose name is Praneeth, he have introduced me. I am his student. Nagraj, where is Nagraj, sir? He suddenly come and he hugged me and he told about, sir is my student. He is my sir is my guru. So with his blessings only, I got this much of salary. So that feel that feels good, sir. That feels that's enough for me. That's
Lovely,
enough for
lovely.
me, and they have shared very good knowledge, sir. And even though we are in a busy schedule, we will connect to the alumna, sir. We will connect to the alumna and our students, present students also. We will try to connect to the alumna, like conducting some workshops. Whenever we usually conduct some workshops, also, we will have two sessions. We will have two sessions by our own alumna for the department, sir. So thank you, sir, for connecting this. Thank you very much. If anything else, we will work for that, sir.
Sure,
Thank
sure.
you, sir.
It's such a passionate thing to see your student moving and shaking the word per se. Like as an electrical professor, when you see your student in the field, in the action and driving the word, because engineers and technocrats are driving the modern word over there. So this is perhaps at a individual level, this is the kind of great satisfaction which a teacher which in our faculty members, academia, which in our Rethink India parlance we call as the fifth estate, the fifth and the foundational estate. So that is really at the individual level. And as Nagaraju sir was talking about, conducting workshops and probably even in the lesson plans, when the concept becomes more abstract and we keep on scratching our heads ki, bhai, why we are reading up these transforms and these theoretical foundations, so and so forth. So perhaps a practitioner who is an alumnus, he's just a call away and there is no need to perhaps bring him on the camera also. He can just speak on the voice and give that energy to the classroom, that this is what it matters the most. Perhaps the incorporation of alumni in the classrooms can be a great innovation, what Nagaraju sir is talking about. I think we have been joined in by Divya Prasad sir. The camera has some issues, but perhaps we'll give him the mic and speak about the alumni initiatives at the Assam Don Bosco University in the northeastern part of the country, the Guwahati. Divya Prasad sir, if you may, we would like to hear you, sir. Divya Prasad sir. I think there is some issue. Yes. So maybe Latha ma'am, she was trying over there. We would like to hear about her experiences and her inputs pertaining to the alumni connection. Latha ma'am. Yeah, anyone else would like to just come in, sharing their experiences and ideas out there. So one of the other thoughts what we were working upon at Rethink India, we are setting up the alumni cells at the K-12 schools. Now, somewhere or the other, the complications of higher education, the I would say super specializations of disciplines which is happening. Students want to get attuned with the higher techno-managerial education at an early age, right from say grade 6, 7th, 8th, or 9th, 10th especially, and 11th, 12th are perhaps the preparatory years. So starting from grade 9th, if the students can be in touch with their seniors who have graduated from their schools and they are studying in one or the other higher education institutions, so they can get privileged and they can get a hang of what is happening in the larger world outside. So that is where these Rethink India alumni cells we are trying to set up within the school, the K-12 schools largely, so that early on uh, the students out there can learn formally in a structured fashion from their seniors who might be students themselves, but then they would be contributing back whichever colleges they might be going in India, abroad, whatever higher education they might be taking up. So that is the idea. These cells can be taken advantage by the higher education institutions also formally to provide the higher education counseling to the students at large. So an individual connect as well as an institutional connect. This is what we wish to ignite upon, and a lot of schools were to join in. They had registered in for today's conclave, but somehow perhaps they could not be with us. But I think Salim Jivani sir has really lived on that spirit. And Dr. Surbi, anything further you would like to add upon in this short conclave of Pravasi Bharatiya Diwas out here? Yeah.
Yes, so in fact, I would like to comment upon the school alumni cells, at the K-12 level. Schools have a great window wherein students who are studying, in the preparing for the competitions or preparing for the higher professional degree courses, admissions, and of course, like they can get insight into what they're going to undergo, in their graduation, and what are they going to learn. What they're learning now is relevant in their studies in the higher courses. So, knowledge sharing and elaborating upon the various the curriculum, the chapters, and then how they can apply this what they're studying. So it's also motivating. It adds to the knowledge sharing aspect, and also it opens the vistas or the avenues that the student may the kind of courses which they may pursue after the schools. So various alumnus, not just in who are students in higher education, but who are also placed in various roles in various organizations. So both these kind of connects with the alumni cells, the alumnus connecting back to the schools will definitely contribute.
I think one more very important thing what Dr. Surbhi you are mentioning about is the very important role of mentoring. See,
Yes.
professional success, the techno managerial skill sets, whatever you have, you study in whatever campus, is just the baseline. It is just the foundation, a basic layer out there. Now,
True.
when you go out in the field in whatever domain you work upon, you look forward for your professional mentors, which are hard to get in a competitive environment.
Absolutely.
But if you really get to work under a senior who comes from your same college, so he will give you the underlying, the inherent rules of the game for your career pathway. So whenever we go, even in the campuses, it is said that if you are a first year student, a freshman, you try to get a senior mentor while being at the college itself. So that alumni relationship starts, that mentoring starts right at the college level. And so someone who is at a higher, so a parampara gets established. So a fourth year student would really guide a third year one. And the alumni who have gone out in the field, they will be guiding back the students who are still studying. So because not everything is in the books, not everything is in the media. There is a lot of professional wisdom, which is within the realm of individuals who are working in different domains. And this is what education is all about. Education is all about a tradition passing from one generation or one batch to the other batch, and somewhere or the other, we would also like to emphasize upon that technology is being seen as a panacea for all, I would say, all challenges, whatever we are witnessing. But then traditions, the tradition इसीलिए कहते हैं कि we have a faith and trust in that. I give you an example that IIT Madras has a tradition of students, very flourishing tradition of students going cracking the GRE examinations, because they have a tradition of seniors guiding the juniors, and it goes on and on and on. So that institutional allegiances which we have got, the kind of relationships we invoke in our adolescence in those 4 or 5 years, that relationship really goes on for lifelong. And perhaps it needs to be, the national education policy has talked a lot about industry interface, but the best industry interface which institutions can get by themselves is emphasizing upon their alumni. Those institutions who are advancing at a very phenomenal rate, who are very higher up into their, I would say, NIRF rankings, which are the most authoritative ones, they have a very, very flourishing alumni relationships, which is not just linear, not just seeking from alumni, but also giving back to them their emotional connect, whatever we have. Many students who come from, say, disadvantaged sections, and if they are really helped by the institutions in their times of need, those students, when they get successful, they really return back and they want to build upon those institutions. So they are looking for avenues where their professional skill sets can be valued and utilized upon. And perhaps this is a kind of a ubhay trapti. It's a mutually beneficial relationship, both for the students and for the alumni as well, because they are the ones who want to remain hooked, who want to remain connected. Like uh, newsletters, very focused communities. A lot of technological tools have now come beyond WhatsApp also, because formal communities can be created out there once in a month or fortnightly. The alumni newsletters, they go on. And very importantly, what Nagaraju sir was talking about is bringing alumni to the classrooms, bringing alumni to evaluate the project work of students at large, because projects is something, the entire smart hackathon, which is convened by AICT and Ministry of Education. If alumni can be involved into these projects in some way or the other, they can give them these projects a purpose. They can give these projects a perspective, because engineering students, they get 200 plus hours of very intense, I would say, for 2 semesters, 8 credits plus of work, and they can be like pre-professionals. They can work on live schemas, live project work, and a lot of autonomy has come into play. So institutional advancement can really go, and with the mantle of Vikasit Bharat 2047, the aspiration, removing the politics apart, but the clarion call which has been given, because it is high time that a country of 140 crore people, who is who is sending its alumni to man the globally best corporations, why it cannot create a similar such corporations and solving our real local problems out there, because we have got engineering colleges in every nook and cranny of the country. Almost every district of the country has now got one or two engineering college. So after Prime Minister's invocation on 11th of December, which Rethink India commemorates for the long time as Fifth Estate Day, the day of the academia at large. So in the developmental space also, I would say the institutions can play a big role. The IS officers who go out, they can give back the public design problems to the students at large, how to distribute, how to do it, because a lot of decentralization has to go over there. I think if Divya Prasad sir from Assam Don Bosco, if he would like to come in, I would like to invite him, or anyone else would like to just join in. And Riyad Sayed sir was there with us. So if you want to add upon and further this conclave, we would be really very happy. M. Devadas, sir, if anything else has to be brought in. Dr. Surbi.
Yeah, so I would also like to add another point here, that this alumni connect comes from a very strong sense of the alma mater. You know, the pride in the organization where you have studied from, the institution where you have studied from. So this pride, this connect, this emotional connect, this cultural connect has to be very much kindled right when the students enter the institution. And I feel this is the role of the institution per se, to induce and indoctrinate the strong sense of alma connect, or the strong sense of that this is my institution where I studied from. Because sometimes it is found that students who are in higher education institutions or schools excuse me, they just kind of concerned with their own personal path, that I graduated, I got placed here, and so on and so forth. So this spirit of connecting back, giving back to the institution, organization where you studied from, and giving back to the students has to be nurtured, has to be encouraged, has to be kindled in the students. And this comes from pride from your institution. Say, for example, the school I hail from, DP Sarkipuram, we have the motto, service before self, So the students till today are dipsites who are in any part of the country or globe, whichever organization we may be, even 10 years, juniors, seniors, we can, oh, you are from DP Sarkipuram. Okay, wow. So that connect, that emotional spirit is there. And similarly, I per se would say that doctors cannot do without the alumnus group. In every case, sometimes we rope in a doctor from California, from who's somebody who's in Mayo Clinic, to get their expert comments and so on and so forth. So what I mean to say is that the alumnus are just a very important resource to the development of an institutional mandate and management.
And वो कहते हैं ना, अतिशयोक्ति को रोकते हुए, I might sound a bit I would say going a bit extra mile, but then alumni really define an institution. So an institution's brand is defined and determined by the collective prowess and power of its alumnus. So I think India, after having liberalized its higher education space in 2000s, 20 years hence, like Vagdevi College 1998, and so many innumerable colleges across who are now enjoying autonomy as well, embarking upon the agency over there. I think this huge intellectual pool of talent, this huge alumni pool, and there was no day like there is an International Students' Day. In India, it is celebrated as 15th of October in the memory of our beloved president, former president APJ Abdul Kalam Azad. So there is a Teachers' Day. There is no alumni day per se. So somewhere or the other, we felt like, why not use the opportunity of Pravasi Bharatiya Diwas? Because the way Gandhiji returned back from his South African sojourn, he was an Indian, he had went abroad, and he was doing his very successful practice. But then the incident in his own personal life, it changed his personal life and also the course of this nation per se. So similarly, alumni who have gone out of our institution really can come back. They can really lead the campus of particular day, and they can really give that idea a different perspective altogether for the transformation of that very institution in a phenomenal manner. So at Rethink India, we have also decided to celebrate June 7th It was on June 7th, 1893. So 1893 is a very phenomenal year in India's history where three very major savants of, I would say, Indian tradition, something or the other. It was in February of 1893 that Sri Aurobindo was planning to return back to India after his studies in London. In the June of 1903, I said 7th of June, Mohandas Karamchand Gandhi was yet to become a Mahatma. He was thrown out of that first class bogie at it's a long South African name. So on that very small station on way to Pretoria. And on the very same year of 1893, Swami Vivekananda on 9/11/1893, he gave his word famous address on the World Parliament of Religion, where he shunned bigotry in a big way out there. So 7th of June, we would be further celebrating the role of alumnus in institutions per se. The whole attempt was to ignite a kind of a formal alumni index. We are also writing to the NIRF and the NAC to create a kind of a category for the institutional connect, the kind of effort what institutions are making in terms of alumni connection to formalize that alumni index in one way or the other, so that this role can be further formalized. And indirectly, informally, we all have been benefited by our mentors, by our seniors, and I would say alumni really constitute a very, very important component of uh, our higher education space. We have been joined in. If someone else want to come in, maybe Salim Jivani Sahab or anyone else towards the close of this small and sweet conclave, what we wanted to have out here, you're most welcome. Richa Solanki ji, if you want to come in and speak, you're also most welcome. So, yeah, please. Yeah. So thank you so much for being with us in this small commemoration, and we hope that in the spirit of Pravasi Bharatiyas, like I give you a couple of other statistics that India's current account deficit, it's a whopping number. We have the balance of trade, and Reserve Bank of India writes in its reports that the foreign currency remittances which India receives from its overseas Indians, its NRIs, its PIOs, it balances out the India's current account deficit. So that is the phenomenal role of Pravasi Bharatiyas in Bharatiya economy. The entire states of Kerala, Gujarat, a large amount of our expats are really contributing back to their families. They're working abroad, but then they are remitting back. So that is balancing out India's national economy. So in a similar fashion, alumni can have a terrific, terrific role in an institutional advancement, and we can all amplify it out here. We have tried to create a kind of a WhatsApp group to remain connected at an institutional, at an individual level. We would be creating the Rethink India alumni cells, bringing in the alumni discourse. The alumni cells are more to have more innovative ideas and interventions as to how to engage alumni more fruitfully, more deeply, more productively, where there is still a lack of it, and then innovations in alumni engagement. That is the whole purpose. That is the whole, I would say, beauty around there. So with this, we close today's conclave. Dr. Surbhi, closing words, and then we will put it to rest. Yeah.
So once again, would like to really thank all the panel, all the distinguished members who have contributed. Salim Jivani sir, Nagaraja Budidhar sir, and this is the Pravasi Bharatiya Diwas, and we wish to encourage and kickstart the alumni cells in the K-12 schools and the higher education institutions, and let us take this initiative further and forward, and to kindle excellence across education and development in all the frontiers. Thank you so much, and
Namaskar.
namaskar.